Classes D and E lined up now for race 2 of BMW M Performance Parts Race Series. And I think it's going to be another epic fight at the front end here. Stefan Oenkam and Sean Valance will be on the front row ahead of Andre Diedrichs and Reinhardt Miller, Neil Reynolds and Stephen Phillips, Matty Wadley and Paul Berry. And then you've got Johan Miller, Leonard Archer, Theobald Smith, Ari van Heerden, Claudio Jardine, and Karin Nienhaber with Javelin Ram Sammy at the back of the pack here for race 2. Interesting to see how the change up at the front end might just put a cat amongst the pigeons there, because we've got some local competitors who are going to throw in the mix here and try and give a bit of a run to the usual contenders in this category. Should be an awesome way to wrap up the day's racing from a BMW M Performance Racing Parts Series point of view. Shared tracking, of course, Arrow behind the scenes as well as associate sponsors. Dunlop Tyres, of course, is what they run on. It's a track taxi there. Not Manny Rivera at the wheel today. This time out it's Matt Wadley who's driving that car. Some opportunity if you ever get a chance to get to one of their gymkhanas or one of the events that they put on. You get a chance to actually get into that car and have a drive around with a racer. It's quite spectacular. World Cup Racing Injection Technique BMW leads things out over the Mag Lab machine of Valance. That's the Camel Racing machine that you can see there of Andre Diedrichs. Reinhardt Miller running with Amtech Racing Fuels and Hey Joe Transport. Valve Hosp W of Neil Reynolds will have to come from 5th place on the grid if he wants a double victory today. Lights out on that safety car. Ian brings it into the pit lane. Ari van Heerden will be looking for a chance possibly to spoil the day and take the victory away from Jardine and the rest of those Class C or Class E competitors at the back of the pack. Let's see what happens now as we line things up for the second time today, Class D and E. Lights are on. The car still coming out of Dunlop as the lights are about to go out, and they go out. There's napping a bit in the background there. They've got to try and close that gap up and not let the concertina effect get to them. But needless to say, out front, what a start from Stephen Oenkam. And how's that late braking, locking up those Dunlops into turn 1 from Andre Diedrichs, but around the outside. Thanks for coming, Sean Valance. That is a super start there from the Mag Lab BMW. He gets the whole shot and leads into turn 1 with Oenkam on his tail. Then it's Diedrichs who's a little bit out of shape with the wheels onto the inside curve coming out of the second of the S's. Really stepped the back end of that car out in a big way. Let's see what Jardine can do about getting back to the front end of Class E by the time we get to the checkered flag. Here comes Reynolds already putting pressure onto Diedrichs as he squeezes into the hairpin. Can't quite get through there just yet though. And they seem to be just following through there as there's some maneuvering happening from Stephen Phillips and Neil Reynolds. The two of them trying to make their way to the front as quickly as possible. Reynolds is through. So is 777 or 771 machine, I should say. Paul Berry, who's joined the body there. 71117. Diedrichs all fighting hard as they come to the line. Across the line again, down towards turn 1. Diedrichs on the inside, looking for a way through. Can he find it? No, the Amtech car is going to keep him honest. And Reinhardt Miller is going to make him work hard for it. Miller hangs on for that 3 spot as they go into the S's. Now looking for a way to squeeze things out and go through, but no, he can't get there. Valve Hospital BMW. Neil Reynolds waiting to pounce. He's now dropped down into 5th place. As that Mag Lab BMW opens up a small advantage over the 2nd place battle. Here's a move from Reinhardt Miller into 2nd. Dropping Oenkam down to 3rd and into the clutches of Diedrichs and Reynolds. Phillips behind that. He continues to lead things out over the battle with Berry. Berry and Phillips go at it again as they did in the first heat. head up towards Dunlop Corner. Behind them, they've got Leonard Archer. He wasn't in the first heat after that 111 Sports and Saloons incident where his bonnet flipped open. They've taped that bonnet down and done some repair work to it, and also put a brand new windscreen into that car as well. So great to have him back for the second heat here of BMW M Performance Racing Series. Johan Miller behind him, fighting with Matty Wadley and Ari van Heerden. Ari van Heerden's actually made his way just ahead of the track taxi of Matt Wadley and right onto the bumper of the second of those Hydro Transport cars. Johan Miller at the wheel of that one. Reynolds still not finding a way through just yet. How's this three-way fight as well? Brilliant stuff here. Phillips, Berry and Archer about to join the party. They're breaking up towards the hairpin again. Red Diedrichs keeping out the two white BMs behind him. Three-way fight. Here comes a possibility of a change-up in terms of Miller versus Ari van Heerden. By the wayside, looks like he's dropped even further back. He's now behind Dierwald and by the looks of it, yeah, also behind Jardine. So that's another lap down. 12 lapper for these guys, 3 done and 9 to go. Change up for the lead as well. Yeah, there we go. Confirmation of that Amtech and Hydro Transport BMW. Reinhardt Miller now leads out over Sean Valance. Now it's closing down rapidly. Red Diedrichs he's right there. Not going to give this one up without a fight in that camel riding as opposed to camel racing BMW of his. Love the livery on the side of that car. Very F1 Camel Lotus colours that he's got there on that car. I love it. Fantastic shot there into the sweep. You can see just where he's looking to go with that livery. Reynolds through. Moves up one place now and drops the 97 car of Stephen Oakham down one position. So our pole man now drops down into 5th place on track. Reynolds up to 4th. Has he got enough time? Still 8 laps to go. There's still enough time, I think, for him to close things down and maybe get into the hunt for the top 3. And a very quick car underneath him in the first heat, and you can see how quickly he's got away now since he's got through on Oakham. About 7 or 8 car lengths going into the S's. So let's see what that Valve Hospital machine can do. In terms of, and there's a change up for second. Diedrichs up to 2nd place. So Diedrichs and Valance continue to fight. They'll slow each other down and give a little bit more of a chance there for Reynolds to join them. Reinhardt Miller's got his head down. He's not wanting to play at all. He wants to just get the job done. Get away from that camel racing or camel riding BMW and the Mag Lab BMW of Valance. Further back, Johan Miller still fighting hard there with the 44 machine of Claudio Jardine. Class E honours. Dierwald just up the road there, so it's Dierwald. No, in fact, Dierwald's through on Ari now. Dierwald Smith looks like he might be leading things out there in Class E. We'll get confirmation as they cross the line now. Watch for that timing monitor to change. Yeah, Dierwald leading out ahead of Ari. Then Claudio Jardine, and then further back there, Javelin Ramsamley. So this is the 3-way fight for the lead of Class E. In that fight is Johan Miller. He's, of course, a Class D competitor. Ari and Claudio going at it again. We saw that in the first heat. Like Dierwald's got a bit of a problem here. Coming out of hanger, they've closed on him rapidly. Inside line from Claudio, trying to find a way through on Ari, but Ari just shuts the door. Dierwald Smith does the same thing there to Ari, so 3-way fight for the lead of Class E is certainly on the cards here as they come out of Chevy Street up towards Dunlop. Now under braking, do we see? No, just the wrong side. Perfectly placed BMW there from Ari van Heerden, realizing it could be an attack there from Claudio Jardim in the Mixbox automotive machine. Going to have a go down in turn 1 though, and just backs out. VTech Motorsport wins out this time into turn 1. Mixbox versus VTech versus Amtech. It's the three-way fight for Class E honours. They head up towards Dunlop as our leaders are already there. That is Reinhardt Miller. Hasn't been able to shake Deirdricks. He's got about 1.5 second advantage. Deirdricks might just turn the wick up here in the closing stages. There's 5 to go. As I say that, he tries to get into the slipstream and pull out down towards turn 1. He's on the inside line for turn 1. Deirdricks looking for the lead. Can he hang on to that inside line? Yes, he can. Oh, brilliant stuff. Hi, Tanya. Oh, and off track. Here we go. Forcing that Amtech BMW onto the dirt, and Deirdricks now almost onto the dirt as well. Yeah, this is good action. That's the way you do it. Sideways from both cars. Deirdricks versus the Amtech BMW of Reinhardt Miller. Miller wouldn't be happy with that. Andre Deirdricks forcing his way through and putting Miller onto the dirty stuff. That's allowed Valens to join the party, and he's three-way fight now for the lead. Sean Valens says, I'll have some of that. If you guys want to mess around, I'm going to take this. So Deirdricks has hit the front, but it was on maybe a bit of a roughly, some would say, unfair overtake opportunity. But he's through. Here comes the return of the favour. Diving up the inside, and Miller gets back into the lead. Miller, Deirdricks and Valens are about to cross the line with literally 6/10 between them. 6/10 of a second between those first two cars as they cross the line. Here comes the overtake into turn 1 again. It looks like that straight line speed of that camel riding machine seems to just keep him out front. Valens now looking to try and squeeze on the inside of Miller. Reinhardt Miller, Deirdricks and Valens going at it for the lead of this race. This is absolutely phenomenal race action again here from Class D and E. They put on a show of note all day long. Reynolds about to join the party. He can see that they're fighting hard, so they might be slowing each other down. Change up for second in Class E. Jardim is through. He's ahead of Ari van Heerden. Behind them, Miller and Matt Wadley continue to fight for the latter part of Class D. Smith, Jardim and van Heerden heading towards the hairpin. Once again, it's Deirdricks on the inside of Dunlop to get through for the lead. Watch for the return now as Miller gets onto the loud pedal. Tries to get into that slipstream. He's going to have to worry about the mag machine behind him, that mag lab BMW of Sean Valens. He went defensive to keep Valens out, which slowed him up slightly. Didn't quite get into the slipstream there of Andre Deirdricks. And they're running out of time. 3 to go. Deirdricks, he'll be loving this. Been in a couple of epic saloon car battles in his time. He's, of course, at one stage in his career piloted a very fast Mini Cooper S JCW. Here comes a change up for Class E. Yes, there we go. Jardim's at the front. He's got through now on Smith. So Theobald Smith is going to have to try and keep out Ari van Heerden if he wants second place in Class E. Box automotive car up in front of the Class C battle, ahead of the Amtech car, ahead of the VTech car as they head up towards the hairpin. They've gone past Nunaba. Top 3 crossing crossing the line there and already making their way down towards turn 1 as the top 3 in Class E head towards Dunlop. Here are our leaders of Class D. Kind of equidistant apart going into that part of the circuit again. They've been a lot closer into turn 1 than what they are right now. Have a look in the background. Look who's about to join them. Neil Reynolds was about 3 seconds back. He's now only about a second and a half back. And we could have a four-way fight onto the last lap for Class D honours here in BMW M Performance Racing Series. ACD Valcom machine of Leonard Archer. He's now made his way up into the top 6. Make that even top 5 by the looks of it. I think he's got through on Ocamp. Yes, he has. So it's Archer who's now up ahead. No, that's Phillips. Sorry, it's not Ocamp. The 97 car of Ocamp, I think, is still ahead of... Well, yeah, there he is. There he goes in the background. Apologies there to Stefan Ocamp. There's your first 3. Make that first 4. Down towards 1. Last lap. Deirdricks hanging on for the win. Might be a bit of a chat between Deirdricks and Miller after this one. There were a little bit of rough tactics being employed by both drivers to try and fend each other off into turn 1 and into the S's. So Deirdricks now going to try and keep Miller out. Will Miller have a go up to the hairpin? There is a car in the way, and one they might need to negotiate a way past on heading into the closing stages. That might work into the hands of the Valve Hospital BMW of Neil Reynolds. Here they come. Deirdricks hangs on to the inside line. Fends off the attack from Miller. Going to try and use this back marker to his advantage. It might be perfect placement here for the back marker. And Deirdricks, if he gets it right, will be able, I think, yes, yeah, he will be able to hang on to possible victory here. So they're not going to catch that back marker until they get onto the main straight away. And that back marker might live to fight another day. No, he's not. Checkered flag's going to be out. And it is Deirdricks who takes the win. Andre Deirdricks takes the victory. Miller in second, Valence in third, and Neil Reynolds in fourth. That's your top 4 in Class D. Here in the background, a couple of guys going, very good driving. Wait till they see the footage. Might not agree with that comment. Here comes Class E to the line with Claudio Jardim looking for another victory. Mix box. About to get another victory there. There it is in Class E. And he wins out over Dierwald Smith. Keeps Ari van Heerden behind him for second and third place respectively. Matty Wadley in the track taxi in the background coming to the line. Let's have a look at those unofficial results. What a race once again from BMW M Performance Racing Series. It's Deirdricks from Miller and Valence, your top 3 in Class D. And then Reynolds finishes up ahead of Ocamp and Archer, Phillips and Berry. Down in 9th place overall, Claudio Jardim taking the win in Class E ahead of Dierwald Smith. And then behind them was Ari van Heerden for the 3 spot in Class E.